This is Roger with iGadgetGeek. Today we're going to take a look at the Motorola Razr M for Verizon. Now this is one of their LTE devices. Now this is really a kind of entry-level smartphone device. This is really geared towards someone that has not maybe had a smartphone before or doesn't need all of the power. Now this does go for $49 with a 2-year contract, so the price point there is kind of the entry-level smartphone. But you do not sacrifice capability with its 1.5 dual-core processor, 1 gig of RAM, 8 megapixel rear camera that does record video in 1080p. You definitely have the power to do what you need to do. Of course, here's the packaging, pretty much Razr packaging we've seen for lots of other Razr phones. You can see there's the branding for Verizon and Motorola. So let's go ahead and take it on out and see what all you get with the phone. Of course, here's the phone itself, your SIM card. See what else we've got in here. Of course, you do get your sync and charging cable and all of that good information right there with it. So right there is the actual removal tool. It's kind of nice that they give you this quick little tool that actually helps you to remove the SIM card and micro SD card. So let's set all that to the side and I'll show you exactly how you utilize this phone. So basically, let's take a look around here at the actual physical phone itself. On the very back, you have that Kevlar backing that we've seen on a lot of the other Razr phones. Now, basically, this is kind of the little brother to the Razr Max or the Razr HD or any of those lines of large Motorola Razr phones. But this comes in at a much smaller form factor with a 4.3-inch display as opposed to the larger displays. So there you get a much less expensive phone, much smaller form factor, so that may be ideal for you. But now it is a Razr, so you do get all of those built-in capabilities with your widgets and all of that. You don't lose all of the capabilities you do on those other Razrs, you just get it in a much smaller form factor. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and reposition my camera and we'll take a close-up look at the software itself. Alright, I have repositioned my camera here to give us a close-up view of this Motorola Razr M. Before we dive into the software, I just want to kind of give you a walk around from the hardware. Here on the very bottom you have your main microphone. Your speaker is the actual Motorola symbol. Right there is the etched out of that aluminum plate that is actually your speaker. You have your forward-facing camera and your proximity sensors. Now on this side here you have your power on and off, your volume up and down, and it's accented by this metal case with these little 3 hex screws. Now on the very top you have your headphone jack, nothing else. Right here is your main access door and your sync and charge port, there again accented by those 3 hex screws. To access your SIM card and your micro SD card, this little door opens up. As you can see, you have a place for your SIM card and your micro SD. So let's close that up. Like I mentioned, on the very bottom there is nothing except for that main microphone. Now on the very back you have your camera, an 8 megapixel camera, and your flash and your main speaker, and right up here is your secondary microphone. Nice carbon fiber backing with that Motorola logo. So let's go ahead and take a look here at the software itself. Pretty much straightforward Razr lock screen that we've seen. You have your quick shortcut here for silence. You can make it vibrate, ringer, all of that good information. Then right here of your main unlock, you can have those shortcut keys to the camera, your text, your phone, or unlock the device. Now this did originally come with Ice Cream Sandwich, but there has since been an update, so this is actually running the Jelly Bean software. So you can see we have the Google Now. Let's go ahead and go right here to Google Now. Apologize, I haven't set that up yet. There we go, right into Google Now. So the fact that it does come with Jelly Bean out of the box, you do have Google Now. Definitely a nice feature that they've included with the Jelly Bean. Now at the very top you have your quick shortcut, that really cool widget that comes on most of the Razrs. You have your main drop down menu. Let's go right in here to settings and about phone. Now as I mentioned, this is running Android 4.1.1. Now as you can see, I have the location touch turned on, so it actually shows you everywhere that you've touched on the screen. Now you can turn that off. You go into developer options. There you have all your developer options, show touches, so we can turn that off. But if you're utilizing, the output or something, that's kind of cool to have those touch interface shown. Now pretty much it's straightforward Motorola Razr interface that we've seen on all the other Razrs. There again, you do not lose any of the capabilities on this little phone. You just get them at a less expensive price and a much smaller form factor. There again, all your standard Verizon apps are included. You can actually, add pages. And we can go in here and we can go to wallpapers, gallery, live wallpaper to change the actual background. And then if we want to add text, we can come here to widgets. So you can see you have several pages of widgets. If we want to add a widget, we just grab it, bring it up, drop it, and now it's on that new page. So all in all, it's going to be a great little device for someone who's just entering the Android market or doesn't want to carry one of the larger smartphones. At 4.3 inches, this is a very small form factor. As you can see, it actually fits completely in the palm of my hand. Very easy to carry, very small form factor, but you still get all of the power. So that has been my full review of the Verizon Motorola M, and this has been Roger with iGadgetGeek.